Hello YouTube. So, it used to be really simple in British society to know where you stood. If you were a flat cap, you were working class. If you could afford to go abroad on holiday, you were middle class. And if you married into the royal family, then you were probably upper class. But the thing is, nowadays, things like hipsters, Ryanair, and Kate Middleton have all kind of blurred those traditional lines that we've had in our society. And I, for one, was having a hard time trying to explain what I meant when I was describing myself as lower upper middle class with working class roots. So thank God that the London School of Economics, the University of Manchester and the BBC have come along and created a survey that will seamlessly pigeonhole you into one of the 7 new classes of modern British society. Now, I love a good online survey, whether it's to see which Hogwarts house I should be in, or to see which colour hair I would have if I were an anime character. So I quite happily put in all of my details about my income, my cultural activities and my social circles to see which section of new modern Britain I occupied. But what are these 7 new classes, I hear you cry? Well, in descending order, they are elites, established middle class, technical middle class, new affluent workers, traditional working class, emerging service workers, and precariats. In order to help the people who were, like me, slightly confused by all of this new terminology, the BBC was kind enough to provide snazzy graphics to help us remember these 7 new classes, which were respectively represented as balding men in glasses, people with goatees, women in shoulder pads, lumberjacks, trendy grandmas, unwashed hoodie wearers, and women in blazers. Whatever country you're from, I think it would be really interesting for you to take the test and see what you come out as. You can go downstairs into the description box where I have left a link to the survey. It only takes a couple of minutes. Let me know what you get downstairs in the comments. Is it what you expected? From the messages that those of you that follow me on Twitter have been sending me, it looks like you are a pretty varied bunch. We've got people who are elites, ranging all the way down to precariats, and so I think that shows a healthy little community that we have here. Well done, guys, nice one. I ended up in the unwashed hoodie wearer category, otherwise known as the emerging service worker, which I suppose makes sense. I am young, active on the Facebooks and the Twitters, and am just entering into the world of work. Although I was a little bit resentful of the fact that I was being represented by an avatar with such an apparent lack of style. But I think that the survey in itself actually measured quite accurately what it set out to, which was my income, my social circles, and my cultural interests. But then, once the buzz died down on Twitter and we got bored of putting every single one of our friends into a new social category, I kind of felt, well, now what? Is my goal now to move up that social ladder? Should I be aiming to grow a goatee or be a lumberjack by the time I'm 40? Because these social strata that are now meant to define British society are very clearly ranked, and as an occupant of the second lowest rung, how is that meant to make me feel? And despite the fact that I'm sure this survey is near infallible, I still feel like my identity, where I come from, is better described as lower upper middle class with working class roots. I identify with the values associated with the traditional class system. How about you? If you're in the UK, do you identify with these new labels that we have all now been given? Do you think that these 7 strata are representative of British society in general at the moment? If you're not from the UK, tell me a bit about your country's situation. Do you have the same kind of fixation that Britain seems to have about class and labelling people and ranking us in a social order? Let me know in the comments below. It'll be really fascinating to hear from people from other countries. Find someone in the comments who you disagree with and have a nice little bit of a debate. I'll be floating around down there as well and giving you my 2 cents. If, while you're being active, you'd be able to like this video so that other people will be able to see that you're taking part in these discussions, that would be really, really helpful. And if this is your first time watching a Rhyming with Oranges video, you enjoy debate and you'd like to be updated every time that I upload a video to this channel, it's usually every week, then please hit the subscribe button. That would be really, really cool. Thanks. Thank you for watching and for engaging. I've been Rhyming with Oranges. Goodbye. Although I was a little bit resentful of the fact that I was being represented by an avatar with such an apparent lack of style.